Welcome.
It's a good
QRX.
Yes,
QRX.
sir.
QRX.
Yes.
What is a QRX?
So, like, originally, it didn't mean anything. It was just a nice play on words, you know? It was real nice. My original DJ name used to be DJ Abe, but it was with an AB3Y,
Yeah.
like gamer talk.
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't know, 15 maybe when I came up with that.
Yeah.
But everybody would be like, oh, it's DJ Abby. Like,
like Miss Abby?
Yeah, like, and so for like half a year, I just couldn't keep having my name to be DJ Abe, changed it to QRX. But this year, my friend was like, yo, why doesn't QRX stand for anything? And I was like, I don't know, man. It's just like a nice little acronym, I guess. Like, it's cool to say. It sounds good. And he was like, you know, it would sound crazy if it was like Quality Remix. I was like, I can't believe I never even, I couldn't believe I never thought of it.
Is QRX the type of cable that we're using?
No, this is
XLR.
XLR. It gets tricky with these three-letter acronyms.
QRX.
There's QRC or QSC speaker, like a brand of speaker.
Yes.
That's where I got it from. Like, I was like at a gig thinking about it. Because at the gig I was DJing, they were like, it's DJ Abby. I was like, no, it's DJ Abe.
It also reminds me of like the alphabet. QRS, W, QRX.
It sounds like it's supposed to be because QRS, right? So it's QRX. And it's just like, it's funny. Like, it does sound like that.
Yeah.
Straight line right up. But now, yeah, it's Quality Remix.
I'm trying to think of the one-man army line. It was like... Well, I remember Proof. He said it because of Proof, they put the G in the alphabet.
Really? Are you serious?
It's one of the hardest bars I ever heard.
That's tough. That's a bar right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, and of course, Lil Wayne, Real G's Running Silence.
Oh, yeah,
like
come on.
Lasagna, that's classic. Tell me how you got started in music. Like, you said you were 14? You were already DJing?
No, so that was when I came up with, like, started thinking about a new name. I was DJing and got into it in 2012. I was only 12 years old.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Like,
you don't remember the 90s at all?
No, but I always say this. It's funny you bring 90s up, like, because my pops, he used to DJ, but, like, I watched, like, old videos or party videos or, like, a scratch documentary and see videos in the 90s, and it seemed like parties were just, like, just all about fun, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, there was nothing more important than the fun of a party.
I mean, I don't think I partied in the 90s. Like,
really?
If I did, I don't remember it. I don't think.
Not even in college?
Well, I was in college 2005 to 2009. I'm not that old.
I predated you. Sorry. My bad, dude. My bad. That was my bad, you know? Oh, good.
Trying to put me in Selecta camp over here. Over hanging out with Bonix with the fucking cane. Like,
but still, you know? Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Scotro can do those voices real good. Scotro kills those voices.
But, no, yeah, so... I got into music, though, to answer your question, though. I got into music, started with, like, guitar and bass, so it really intrigued me. Is that, like, a Strat guitar up there?
Oh, yeah, nice. So I have my Schecter, my first guitar
Schecter.
behind me.
Okay,
That's
cool,
like
cool.
my electric, and then I have the bass, the fretless bass. But I really want a Jazzmaster. Or, I think the Fender Jazzmaster.
Because I started with a Fender electric guitar. That's what, originally,
Which one?
Guess, it was gray.
Was it a Strat or a Telecaster or like the Mexican Strat?
It was a Fender electric guitar. That's, you know.
Squire, probably. Squire was like the cheap
actually,
joints.
I think it was Squire.
Everybody had the Squire back then.
Yeah. So that was, I started that. My parents got me into like going to get guitar classes, and I used to sing in a boys choir.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shout out AAMI boys choir.
Which boy choir was it?
Dr. James Johnson and Miss Pamela Johnson, the AAMI music school. It's in Homewood. Shout out AAMI. Shout out to the OGs.
How old were you when you were singing in the choir?
Like 9, 10.
Yep. I did the same thing. I was the head chorister of the boy choir of Ann Arbor.
Really?
Yep.
So
Took me all around America.
It's nice, right? Like like that's where I got my traveling seat from. Was like I was a second tenor, and we used to go to like down south in Louisiana and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you travel being in a boys choir.
Yeah, and they paid you, right?
Yeah. No. Well, it was like a program. But
okay.
We didn't have to pay for like stay or anything like that.
No. But like, did they pay you? Was it a professional?
No.
Thing?
It was just like it was just a boys choir program.
Yeah,
like a world-renowned program.
Got it. Like playing on a sports team or something.
Yeah, like that, essentially.
They paid us, but it was light.
Really?
We're talking like you'd got an envelope and it'd be mostly change. It'd be like a nickel, a dime.
Like the tips for the night split through everybody. That's funny. Man. It's super dope, though. I mean, I think when it comes to like just origins of music for me and my story, that's kind of how I get into it, aside from like my father always playing music in the house,
He was a DJ.
Yeah, he was a DJ. His name was DJ Buddy B, and he actually had a partner. I only know his partner by Mr. Aubrey. That's just an OG friend of his.
Yep.
But he always tells these stories about like being with Nick Nice and things like that. So it was around that period of time when Nick Nice was first coming up. But he always would have music playing, everything like that. That's how I got a lot of my music taste of like older classical or OG hip hop, golden era hip hop. It's my pops for sure.
Amazing. Do you remember any of the records that he would play or like?
Oh man, I remember he used to always play Ether by Nas like all the time in the house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he like even understands it as a diss record, I'm sure he does. I hope he does. As much as he played it through the house.
Yeah. Maybe the greatest diss record of all time. I mean,
hands down.
It's a verb.
It's completely disrespectful.
You got ethered.
Yeah, it's completely disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. There's like another version that he couldn't even put out.
Jay-Z. Sup?
Bruh.
Fuck Jay-Z.
And you know what's crazy too? It's a banger. Like,
crazy.
Imagine you're out, you're an artist, you're at a club or something, and they drop that.
It's not danceable.
It's not danceable
because
for sure.
It's not like four on the floor.
I mean, even at like a hip hop event, right?
Yeah.
Like when it came out.
Some of the diss records are danceable, right? Like Biggie Smalls, grab your Glock if you see Tupac.
Yeah.
That's a dance record, but I don't know. So
even Vaseline. Vaseline's definitely a good one.
What is it? No Vaseline?
No Vaseline. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Amazing. So he was playing mostly hip hop, not soul or funk.
Mostly hip hop. Or it'll be definitely what is the name of them? I can't. Like a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire. Like the first song I learned how to play on guitar was Summer Breeze by Earth, Wind and Fire.
Beautiful.
But yeah, like Earth, Wind and Fire. My aunt would also play a lot of disco.
Nice.
And stuff like that.
Nice.
Like,
yeah.
It's up tempo, upbeat sort of music, but that's how.
How were people actually listening to the music? Did your dad have turntables, like a pair of Technics?
So he had a pair of 1200s. These are all stories he told me. He doesn't have like any memorabilia today. Just a lot of photos.
Yeah.
But he said he used Technics 1200s. I'm assuming
some kind of mixer.
Kind of mixer. He had a partner, so I think they had two mixers. He tells me all the time. Because they would like go back and forth.
Yeah.
So
now we have USB cables.
Yeah, now it's super easy, just a flip of a switch right here.
Daisy chain mixers, yeah.
It's super easy. But
easy-ish. You gotta be passing back your phases. Like I was trying to do it with DAP last time I played.
Phase makes it actually really hard.
It's obnoxious. We had like the phase and the needles going, and one of us was on one and the other one was on the other.
Yeah, that's very weird. And then also too, sometimes the phase you have to like plug into your computer. I wish you could just plug straight into the mixer.
Yeah.
And that would just make everything a lot easier. But hey, it's new technology. We're learning.
Yeah. Do you like phase?
I enjoy phase, but I don't use phase that much because I use Rain 12s, the Mark 2s.
Oh, cool.
So it's like.
But when you play at Goldmark or something,
I play at Goldmark, it's phase, or sometimes there's like Nugget might have his needles on there. But
He gave me shit for like 6 years for not bringing my own needles one time. Swear to God.
This is pre-phase, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could see that.
That's hilarious.
I kind of like I enjoy all the technology that like has come into the DJ world and everything, but like part of like my soul wishes like I came up in the 90s and like crate digging, like worrying about needles.
You can always go back, man. I was at a show this past weekend.
Yeah.
Thrown by Kev Reason. He's like a hip hop or a reggae DJ here.
Okay.
Really cool guy.
Dope.
Has a family like me. He's just like has always been a DJ and he's connected to the entire reggae scene.
That's tough.
They brought out this band from Portland, Oregon that was actually really dope. And I can't remember the name. I'll put it in the notes. And then there was this DJ from Chicago rocking on shit from the 70s. He had like a rotary mixer and these old ass belt drive turntables.
That's kind of
I took a
belt drive.
Oh yeah, I took a picture and sent it to Selecta, and I'm like, "What are these?" He's like, "This is a toy." He's like, "This is a joke. Like, this is not even real shit." Like,
that's so funny. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, it's just a whole different situation. Like, it's so easy now. Sometimes, like, I think that's why I'm getting into like CDJs, because it kind of keeps the concept of like whatever you bring is what you got.
I like that. I like that. So like, using jump drives, you mean?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, limitation is really important for creativity. That's like a Rick Rubin ism. So you don't want to have too much access to all of the internet's music.
Exactly, and I think like that's how I started DJing. That was like one of my methods. I always consider was just like a freestyle. Like, I'm not gonna plan the sets necessarily. Just sort of throw a big folder together, right? But I think there's like kind of like a skill idea or skill ideal to it. You can like prep your set, know only what you need, and know what's gonna rock. You know.
Yeah.
But also part two, like you gotta read the crowd. So like it's not 100% predictable. I never think so. You got to read the crowd.
Have you been playing outside Pittsburgh at all?
I've played in Ohio, which, like, I felt was like trash. Like, no diss to Ohio. I got some Ohio family. But, like, it was just no energy.
Wow.
Like, as much energy as you put out there. And it was just like a bunch of people just like, it was like a bar. It was like in a whole bar. So I guess they weren't really interested in dancing or turning up and having a good time.
You're just used to the slappers and bangers crowd. You're spoiled. You're too spoiled by Arie Cole's crowd.
For a little bit.
His fans get loose.
Ohio, that was the only one, right?
Yeah.
And then so like, I studied abroad in college, so I was able to DJ down in Sydney, Australia, which was like super dope.
Crazy.
Super dope. But it's just like, seeing the difference in the crowds from like DJing here in the city versus DJing somewhere like that or DJing down south. Because I've DJ'd in Mississippi before.
Oh, dope.
Which was like a dope little gig that I got connect through one of my photographers. And he was able to get me down there. But it's so interesting to see just like the different type of energies of locations and places like that where you DJ. Like here in Pittsburgh, it's so much like, it's very rare and it's becoming more like people are going to different type of events, but usually you're hearing around the same music, you know? It's nice to see like now there's certain events like Afro House, shout out Wade, Femi and them. Like you said, the Arie Slappers crew, that is a spoiling crowd for sure. But I mean, you got to turn it up, right? All the way to just like Oasis and things like that. Different bubbles in the city are turning up. So I think it's really dope to see right now.
Where did it all come from? So what's your history as a DJ in Pittsburgh when you go back to your first starting, kind of what was the arc of your career?
I would say like my arc of my career definitely starts as like an interest. Like, okay. So I got into DJing from like the music school, the guitar lessons and all like that. I used to play Rock Band a lot, or some people know Guitar Hero, but Rock Band's way better. I'm just saying it on live.
I just want the gear so bad. It's so hard to find for any kind of decent price. You need thousands. They're like ultra rare Pikachu, Pokemon fucking cards now.
It's hilarious though. But so I used to play that game all the time. But then DJ Hero came out.
Yep.
And
it was like DJ AM on the cover or something.
It was super tough. I had the downloaded version. I didn't even get the CD. Because I missed out a part of that experience. I got it from like the Xbox 360 store.
Yeah.
But my friend used to have it before I got it. And I would always go to his house playing it. And it's just like the mixes would be so crazy on there. Like there's a Heartless and it's like a Heartless metal version mix. It's so ridiculous and just hits crazy. Like it blew my mind at that age.
Do you think it was the first time you heard mashups?
It was definitely the first time I heard mashups.
Wow.
The first time I heard mashups was DJ Hero. And I was like,
what year do you think it would have been?
What is this? Probably around like 2010. Like around like 2009, 2010.
Do you know who Greg Gillis is?
Greg Gillis, no.
Yeah, Girl Talk.
Girl Talk, no. I
So
don't.
so one of the most important mashup artists and one of the most important musicians in the history of sampling, I would argue,
Greg Gillis
is a Pittsburgher.
Word.
Named Greg Gillis, still living here, still goes to events. You've probably drank with him, hung out with him, and had no idea.
No idea.
Check out the film Rip, a remix manifesto.
Oh, I gotta put that in my notes.
Yeah, well, you'll see it too.
Okay, cool.
But you can't take notes. Take notes.
Bet.
So we screened it at Pitt as a part of our organization we had when I was at Pitt from 2005 to 2009 called Pitt Electronic Musicians.
Okay.
And it still I think the club's gone, but it was a kid named Sachem Arenda, who I actually had on the podcast, like one of my first guests, who started it. And we used to have shows. We had a bunch of different like electronic musicians come and DJ. We brought in some talent, dude named Funked, now known as Alex Burkhat. Bunch of amazing artists. And we screened this film called Rip, a Remix Manifesto. And the thesis of the film is something like art is necessarily derivative.
Okay.
That there is no real original thought or idea. And that if you legislate too heavily, that you hamper people's ability.
You take away that creativeness. Yeah.
Exactly.
I watched a TED Talk,
yeah,
I think it was Mark Ronson, and he he was like sort of breaking down like just a history of like copyright.
Definitely, yeah, I've seen that one too. The samples, and he'll play like the amen break and talk about where it comes from and everything.
It was super dope.
Amazing.
I definitely agree with that though. But
yeah. So Greg Gillis is featured very heavily in the film, in the documentary. They talk about how he DJ'd. He DJ'd like nobody else. He used a program called Audio Mulch.
Yeah, I don't know about
which nobody's heard of. It's wild.
Crazy.
He DJ'd. He still performs. He does festivals all over the world.
That's super tough.
And what he does is he goes on stage with two computers, both duct taped up with windows, like just Audio Mulch on them, and a mouse. And then everything's covered in saran wrap, and he has two big stage monitors, and he has dancers and people that like throw confetti and shit, and then it's just a crazy atmosphere that encourages people to get on stage. So like whenever you see the bunker room and all that shit where there's people standing behind the DJ,
boiler room and stuff like that.
He invented that.
That's crazy.
Everybody was on stage in 2006, 2007. That's when I was like following him around Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
to all these little halls that he was DJing.
And so he's from here, like born and raised. Oh man, I need to know his story because that's tough.
Gillis, and it was all mashups. All he did was mashups.
Yeah, I mean, you just said two computers and a mouse.
Correct.
that's like a modern caveman version of two turntables and a fader. Like, that's crazy.
Yes,
that's crazy.
Everything was pre-timed so that like it'd be kind of like DJing with one of those Ableton setups where you have that big machine in the middle. I forget what that thing was called, like a MPK, not MPK.
No, it's not MPK, but it looks like MPK.
One. Yeah, APK 25 or APK whatever. And basically, you're just triggering samples. Yeah. Like everything's already stretched, everything's pre-stretched, so that you know how fast it's going to go, and then you have like one controller for the speed. So it's just we just go 128 and then back down to 90.
I see a lot of like house EDM, like the boiler room sets, because I watch the boiler room sets. A lot of those DJs like have one of those parts of equipment, like an APK or something like that. Yeah,
to trigger.
Like
K Tronada use that, right?
K Tronada, Fred again.
Oh, really? Yeah, he does.
I think Slim, like when I went and saw him, Slim the DJ, when I saw him battle at Crash the Decks, he had like a pad, sort of like an extra pad.
Interesting. Jeremy Ellis is like the OG for finger drumming. He's from Detroit, who's amazing. There's a bunch of others. So yeah, there's some interesting history with the mashups. I remember the first mashup I ever heard was
it blows your mind.
Bonix. So he was playing like a tailgate.
Okay.
At like a ZBT tailgate at a Pitt football game.
Okay.
In December, probably December 2006.
Were they nice?
Or 2000.
Was Pitt good?
December 2005. We had Larry Fitzgerald. So that was fun.
All right.
Yeah,
it was
pretty
nice.
fun.
All right. Yeah.
We had Shady McCoy.
Okay.
Which was pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, we had some talent, and Sorry to any real football fans if I'm fucking up the
Oh
years.
no, you're not alone. It's okay. It's all good.
So he played a mashup which was Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire.
Okay.
With like Baltimore club drums, basically. Like you could have considered it like an edit or like a bootleg, almost.
Not like a Baltimore club remix type.
Basically, yeah. Love is a burning flame. Yeah, whatever. And it makes a fiery ring. So, and it just like blew my mind. It completely changed how I thought about music. I had only really heard rock music and hip hop, and I'd never heard. Like I never even considered that a song could be deconstructed in that way. So from there, it was just, to the moon in terms of all the different edits that I ended up making and hundreds of, mashups and whole, mixtapes where every song was a mashup, like where there's no songs that and then most recently my set at Spirit that was completely slept on.
How was it?
Terrible.
Yeah,
terrible. And I told them to their face, and they're like, "You've really offended us. This was not very nice." I'm like, "Dude, it was fucking terrible. Like, what do you mean?"
I didn't see it. I can't.
They're like, "It wasn't very nice of you when you went on stage and you said this is a low point in my career." I'm like, This is the fucking low point.
I mean, there's true. Like you just saying that acknowledgement, I'm like, I see how they're like, oh no, like, why would you say that?
Because if you book me to play your show, I guess for me, open decks, maybe it means something different to somebody else.
Right.
But for me, if you book me to play your show, even if it's my first time DJing, you guys are supposed to be the veterans. You should have a crowd. You should bring 10 people.
That's true. That's like a venue responsibility.
It's your 30th time doing this fucking show. Bring out 10 fucking people. You have 3 dudes on stage. If each of you has 3 friends, that's 10.
That's like, well,
that's 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's 12 actually. That's fun. No, that's actually a really good point. I think when you said open decks, like how you said other people, I just look at it as like a practice spot.
Fair enough.
But like, venues should have some responsibility. Like, especially like you said, 30 point time. But I love open decks. You feel me?
Dope.
They're
and the guy
dope.
is actually really nice. Like he checked me in like a very nice way. Like I fuck with Rob. Shout out Rob.
Shout out Rob.
Good
shout
people.
out Picasso.
Yeah, they're good people. And it's just literally just me being an asshole. Like that's the other thing. Like this is not on them at all. This is just literally I'm a washed up DJ. I already had my shot. I had a great run. It was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
But like, it makes it hard to kind of humble yourself again when you've seen the highest heights.
I think, and that's a good point too. I think that like, I don't know, for me, I think it's just a little different for me. It's just like, DJ is never going to leave me, Like, I don't care if I go out in my backyard and nobody's there. Like, when I'm 45, I'll be just spinning records or something.
Yes.
So like, for me, I guess it's just like there's gonna be low points, high points, and mid points, up points, down points, out, all types of points. You feel me? Like I don't know, but it's just so funny. Like you said, nobody's there, but also you just did the gold mark as well,
Goldmark,
too, right?
It's killer. It was exactly the opposite.
I seen the video. It looked crazy.
It was fun as fuck. All my people came out. It's real interesting to me that like I had so many more people come out, but also I told people to come and I hang out at the Goldmark a lot more. And anyway, that one was killer. And it's wild how much more fun it is to DJ to a full room.
It is.
It is so different.
That energy, man, that vibe. Like you DJ like for a room with like 5 people in it. You're chilling. Like they're getting something at the bar. But then like that room fills up, man, and it's just like there's nowhere for y'all to go. I'm gonna entertain y'all, and it's just like everybody just turns up so much crazier and more. That's really one of the things I love about DJing too. Is just like having a great time, like have fun with it.
Yeah,
because like if you're not having fun, why should all these other people listen to your music? Not have fun.
I feel you. I want to let you continue your story from the time you heard the mashup. What happened?
I was in love, bro. I mean, it immediately changed me from wanting to be like this touring rock star to like, I want to be a DJ. Like, that's why I got into guitar. I was like, oh, like the sound of guitar and like solos, like a song that really inspired me back then was Maggot Brain, Funkadelic.
Amazing. They were just in Pittsburgh. I hope you
Really?
were there.
What the-
I hope you were there.
What? No.
Last month.
Are you serious?
Last month, Parliament Funkadelic at the Roxy. I got great pictures.
My
His daughter is
God.
sick. His daughter is an
That's
amazing
crazy.
entertainer.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sick I missed that one.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Cause
Flying around the block. Unbelievable. Like nothing I ever saw in Pittsburgh.
I'm already knowing it. That's Funkadelic in Parliament. What?
Not the first time I've seen them.
Yeah?
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to miss it.
My dad said he saw them live one time and they did Maggot Brain.
Yeah.
And what's his name? The guitarist. I cannot remember his name. Do you know?
There's Bootsy Collins.
I think it was
bass,
no, not Bootsy Collins.
And then not Clyde Stubblefield. Who's
I can't think of his name right now, but it's the guitarist on.
There's Starchild is like one of the. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I can't think of the name right now. But you know the song and the guitar solo, right?
Yeah, he's like, can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that.
Not that one.
I once had a
Bangers.
life and leather. Life had me.
Not that one.
Was such a many who you came to be. That's Maggot Brain, right?
Is that?
Pretty sure.
I thought Maggot Brain was like a 15-minute song. It's like,
It is as long as fuck.
Is that how you say? Is that what they say though?
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
Wow.
I might
You
be
sure?
wrong.
I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I got it.
I might be screwing it up. I do love P-Funk though. Great story about P-Funk. I'm sorry for interrupting all your
You're
stories,
good.
man,
You're
but
good.
they're good stories. Good little links.
You're good. Yeah.
United Sound System Studio is the recording studio where that song was recorded
Yeah.
and where Parliament did most of their recordings.
Okay.
It's in Detroit. It almost was destroyed for an on-ramp for a highway. And the reason that I talk about it is because that shit is happening all over the place. In Pittsburgh, we lost the Surrey Mosque, one of the most important music venues in the history of this city. It was from the
When was that?
1800s. The Surrey Mosque is like, everybody played there. Like Pink Floyd played there. Led Zeppelin played there. Fucking Janet Jackson,
man.
like Janis Joplin played there. Like
Legends.
yeah. Incredible. So that history is around us all the time. And if we don't act, it will be lost.
Yeah.
And so that easily could have happened, but Detroit Sound Conservancy stepped in and saved it. And now they have a sign, but it's still, it's still at risk, heavily at risk. One of the things that would help is if people that go to Detroit don't just go to Motown. So Motown, everybody knows, yay, shiny bright lights, go there, that's good. But
They'll
go
to the other spot,
which is a half mile away. Literally, you could walk there.
Yeah, that's easy. It's a hop, skip, and a jump if you got a car too.
Exactly.
So like, because the only places like, excuse me, where I've noticed like major people have came, Stage AE,
Yep.
Roxy and Theater.
Yep.
Mr. Smalls was very popular when I was coming up, younger.
Yeah, Smalls was huge.
Yeah,
we
Smalls.
did some crazy shows at Smalls. Bone Thugs and Harmony. We opened for. I remember seeing Bizarre from D12 there
Yeah.
with Twisted.
Was that crazy?
It was like a ICP kind of vibe.
Okay. All right.
I saw Atmosphere at Smalls recently too. I mean, Pittsburgh has like medium-sized venues.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They have like Heinz Field and then like
I think after
8,000
that,
cap.
I think after that, it's like PPG, and then you got to go all the way out to the Pavilion at that point.
Pavilion's great. Yep. You go to the Wiz shows when they come by?
I did. So
Yeah.
the Wiz and Snoop tour, the first one way back, was
Yeah.
the first show I've ever went to.
Oh wow.
It was like
Wiz and Mac, right?
Yeah,
Wiz and
yeah,
Mac.
it was-
High school reunion.
the high school tour. Yep. But was it called the reunion tour, or that was the newer one, right? That was the one that just passed.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think it was just the Mac and Dev go to high school, the first one.
Nice.
So when they came, Leon Ford, through this program with AR3 and Jason Rivers, they gave like a couple kids they chose or teens like to come with them and got us tickets and stuff like that.
Sick.
It was super dope. And then so going back to the one that just passed, like I think it was this year, right?
Yeah.
That was like super dope to go back out there. I think it was my only second time going out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Lake is like, it's a legendary venue. I remember, I have plenty of stories, but I still want to let you keep trying to march us through. So you were infatuated by the mashup.
Yeah.
Did you start making your own music at that point? Did you get Ableton?
It was like it was interest. I was in 8th grade, and so like that got me interested. And then there was a program at Montessori where it was like they were taking you to careers you wanted to do. So you filled out a list, and of course I put DJ number one, like instantly number one. And so shout out DJ Bill Barra. They hooked me up with Bill Barra. Yeah.
How do you know about Bill Barra?
Yeah, they hooked me up with Bill Barra.
Legend.
This was like I said, 09, 2010.
Yeah.
And they hooked me up with him. I was able to leave like class for the day in 8th grade. 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
And spend the day with him. So like I got to see what it was like first on deck, like hands on, you know.
He took you to a wedding or
no, so what happened was I came to a studio. And so when I got there, he had me watch the Scratch documentary. It was like so dope. I watched the whole thing at his place and fell in love with like everything about the history of it, like everything, all the way from like Grand Wizard Theodore creating the Scratch. You know,
the baby Scratch.
Grandmaster DXT with the Rocket with Herbie Hancock, man.
Incredible.
Just all the way to like
so
today.
many DJs started because of that.
Right.
That was
like, that's like
the mashup for you was Herbie Hancock's Rocket on
like hearing that scratch sound like
on the Grammys, right?
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Like that is crazy for me. So so he had me watch the whole documentary. Then he had me watch a Red Bull freestyle because at the time he said he was like would be thinking about trying to get into it. So I was like, okay. Like I had no idea. I'm just getting into it all. But I watched the battle routine. He was like doing like stuff on his computer and stuff like that. Like he was.
Do you remember who you saw do the 3-style battle?
I want to say
like a 4-color Zach or like a.
I want to say it was DJ SK.
Oh, cool! Yeah, SK would have been around that time and legendary. Dope.
I think it was DJ SK because that was like one of the first names that I would like fell in love with in his battle routines.
Nice.
And then after that, he took me downstairs into the studio where his tables were set up. He like showed me a couple things, like how to just like load up a song, what to look out for. That's the day I learned BPMs. So Bill Barra taught me how to like understand what BPM actually is on like turntable equipment and stuff like that, and just Serato and stuff like that. And then he just let me spend like an hour just like doing my own thing.
Why did he give you that look, number one? And number two, does he know how successful you've become to the point that you're teaching other people how to DJ now?
It's full circle. It's kind of crazy.
Full circle would be if he came to your class, if he came to your master class.
True. We're
if I came to your master class.
we're jumping the gun. You're right. But I think it was just like the program that Montessori had, right?
Amazing.
It was super dope. I put on the list, and they asked me like, "Hey, when I put it on, they were like, I don't know if like we will be able to do this, but we can try. Is there anything else?" I said, "No, I'm leaving it blank." Like,
they said, "What's your number 2 choice?"
It was like nothing.
D is number 1, J is number 2.
There you go. Like there's no other option. If you can't take me to a DJ, then like I'll kick it at class. Like I don't want to miss out on science class, you know. But
dope.
But yeah, so I think it was just an agreement of the program. They were able to make the call, set it up.
Amazing.
And that's how I got the look. The last time me and Bill Barra follow each other on social media, like Facebook and all that. So I see him like still doing weddings. I think it's super dope. We haven't had the actual chance to catch up.
You got to thank him at some point, man.
I got to. And shout out Bill Barra, DJ Bill Barra. I tell everybody, like people know this story, man. DJ Bill Barra.
Everybody knows that dude, by the way. Like if there's no,
he's super dope.
Like there's no DJ in the scene that
I've really wanted to just reconnect, but also like life be life and like like I'm just now getting.
Where did it go from there?
So from there, I would start DJing like the 8th grade middle school dance and stuff like that. And I went to a summer camp called Summer Bridge out Sewickley. And I like for their talent show, I like put together like a 5-minute set. Mind you.
On what year?
It was a Newmark mix track. $150. I got it for Christmas, 2 years. If you heard those sets, I'm way better now. It's whole different. It's entirely upgraded now. But yeah, so throughout the years, I would just like practice, get my music selection up, be in the bedroom, play DJ Hero still, you know. But I would consider those first 2-3 years were more like a bedroom DJ sort of setup for me. And then I would start getting gigs by friends needing, like family friends needing stuff. So I remember my man's Manny, he was getting married. So it was like one of my first gigs. I did his wedding. A family friend who her cousin like was having a graduation party. So I did that. But then at the same time, that's like all throughout high school until about 10th grade. And in 10th grade, that's when I linked up with One Hood Media. And so that's when it was like, I was really able to like lock into a lot of my
So that's
DJ career.
Jaziri X.
Jaziri X.
And Kahari Mosley. And
Kahari's on the team. You know, he's city council now.
Running for.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring him on. It's on the books. We'll see what happens.
We working, baby. But no, shout out the whole One Hood fam. Farouk, you know, treble NLS, Emmy Award winning poet.
There was a representative from One Hood. I can't remember his name, but he was at an event that I went to at Trace recently.
Okay.
Which was about the deaths in the Allegheny County Jail.
It was probably Manny or Muhammad. Big, dark skin
with a varsity jacket on.
Yeah. It was. I mean, big varsity. He probably had the
300 pounds, 275 at 280.
It's probably Manny. It's probably Manny. He was actually in the boys' choir that I was in.
Wow.
So he knew me like way back. It's like this story, like kind of
How did you find One Hood, and what did they do for you?
I used to the Neighborhood Learning Alliance. I was like a reading warrior in 9th grade. You
were teaching other kids to read?
I was teaching other kids at Wolfslayer.
Yeah.
Real quick funny story. The only thing I only wish about this story is that I got a picture. But at the time, before like Mac and Ariana Grande were a thing.
Yeah, fuck Ariana Grande, by the way. She killed that dude. She killed my homie.
Man, she put him through the ringer.
Swear to God. Nobody wants to put any blame on her, but like, was he the same after they broke up?
Nah, man.
Did he ever seem happy after they broke up?
It wasn't, man.
Did you ever see him smile?
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same because look, for 1 week as a reading warrior, the like manager lady, like our boss lady, who was the head one there, she had to take a week off. I think it was vacation. So like the assistant lady, her name was like Zia or something like that. But she was dating Mac Miller at the time. It was either two things. She was dating Mac Miller or her friend was dating Mac Miller.
Pretty sure it was both. And, and they weren't the only ones, dude. Come on, man.
But no, it was just so
Easy
dope
Mac,
though
baby.
about it because like he came to the job. He's at Wolfslayer with the kids.
Oh, wow.
For the whole week. And me and my coworker, I look at my coworker, I'm like, yo, is that like, that's Mac Miller, right? Like, I'm not tripping. And she's like, yeah, that is. But like, I was like, should we get a picture? And it's like, nah, we're working with him. Like, it's not, you know, I don't want to make it weird. So then we never got a picture. But the whole week we worked together.
Dope.
Got to play kickball with him and stuff like that. Like, it was really dope. I really wish I got a photo back then.
Don't worry about it. The first of all, number one, you have the story. Number two, one of the illest people that's ever been up in this attic, dude named Mo Knows Best.
Mo, yeah.
He
I follow him on the gram.
Unreal. He goes, I don't take pictures with celebrities. I'm the celebrity.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's bruh. It's funny, like, coming up, you know, like to where I am today, I'm trying to like navigate, which is just like this. Cause like I've been DJing for so long, but I've just really been outside this past year and a half. Like, really putting myself out there.
Dude, I've been really impressed. I feel like I see you everywhere.
Thank you, bro.
Everywhere.
You know, I got that inspiration from like watching the Diddy documentary. It was on Netflix. It was years ago. It was after pandemic though. You know, when everybody was like Netflixing. And there was a Diddy documentary. And one of the things that I noticed in his documentary that like people just got to know who he was and what he does was he was just everywhere. Like he was everywhere. No matter where you went, you saw this guy. You had to at some point recognize who he is and what he does.
One of the craziest Diddy stories I ever heard was about the paper routes. Did you ever hear this one?
No. Maybe.
He's like his first job was a paper route when he was 6. And he realized that he could have the more paper routes he had, the more money he would make. So he got like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then he realized he couldn't do more than 3 by himself. So he started selling paper routes to other kids in his neighborhood. And eventually he didn't do any paper delivery at all.
Yeah, everybody else running them for him.
And he just took a cut.
that's business mindset. It's standing on business right there. Diddy's such a businessman. I think that's something that's so inspirational to me about him. Is he's such a inspirational person as far as like getting business done, handling your stuff. But so yeah, to bring it all together, it's weird that like all these people like know me or know of me, right? Like nowadays I have people come up to me like, aren't you that DJ like that was doing XYZ this event? And I won't even remember the event because like I'm just in work mode for the whole year. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, you were super dope. And then like I remember that day. And then I'm like, I walk away from the conversation. I'm like, I did not remember that person at all. Like it's a strange thing. And it's weird because like I'm also humble, I feel like. So when you say like Mo talking about I'm the celebrity, my friends be telling me that, but it's just like I'm just grateful to be like in this lane doing what I do.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, right? Some DJs do very well with that humility thing, like the Bonixes and the, Selectas, but other DJs do pretty well just shining in the spotlight, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that take on that celebrity persona and they're able to just channel that power, that star power all the way to the top.
I love it. Because that's part of it, right? Like you said, like star power, that shit, it's like motivational,
Right.
You got to at least feel like you're the shit somewhat. Like,
think about Wiz Khalifa. Like, think about Wiz, right? It's like, what is it that made him like a generational talent to the point that he's, been a celebrity for 30 years? I would argue it's mostly confidence.
For real. And honestly, it's when confidence, sometimes turns into like an arrogance, I mean, you gotta be sometimes like, cause like if you're not full, like I said before about the in the crowd, like if you're not full of yourself and sure of yourself, why the fuck would I be? Like you're halfway half-assing it, then like, where am I? I'm a half-ass support you.
When you started putting yourself out there more, did you also change your sound at all or change what you were doing musically?
So I think it's more of like understanding. Like when I go out places, I really take note of like what crowds like and what certain crowds don't like. And I think it's a part of mixing that in with what I do. So it changed for sure versus like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe even when I was at IUP. But I always had a party sense of like high energy party vibe to my sets. That's always was. Because in high school, I was DJing a lot of the YBMKQ parties, IUP parties, at Copper House and things like that, and the homecoming concerts. So I always had like a high energy sort of feel to my sets, but now it's just being outside more, being able to curate that to like the certain vibes that I'm in or the certain event that it is. So it definitely changed a little bit, but I feel like it's just a mesh.
Nice. Is there any music that excites you right now? Any artists that are making music or like a style of music that's got you excited?
A style right now, honestly, or like my style right now that excites me about music is the DJs. Like hearing those mixes and blends people do, it just sounds incredible. Like I heard somebody, what's it called? I think his name is like Austin Mills or something like that.
Yep.
He just did his Boiler Room set, and he took like Little Baby and mixed it with like that one song. It's like dun 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 dun.
Oh, nice. Jock Jams.
Dun, dun. I think that's it.
Yeah.
But he did it. But
y'all ready for this?
Yeah. But the way he mixed it in, it was just like so crazy. Like those mashups and that creativity excites me.
Nice.
A part is just like everyday music. Like there's QRX and then there's Austin. You feel me? And like I just be listening to like chill shit, cool. And like Drake's album was like mid to me right now.
Yeah.
But like that's just going through the motions.
I couldn't get through more than one or two, right? One or two songs, really. I couldn't. I tried. Somebody else dropped recently that I also couldn't listen to. Was it?
There's a bunch of drops.
I heard Kanye's about to drop with.
I did see that.
Who's he doing it with?
But also
Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah,
that's gonna be crazy.
And there's videos coming out with like them recording together, right? But he also never dropped Donda 2.
Yeah,
there was like huge there's like leaks out of like Donda 2 songs. He didn't drop it. So like I'm a type person, when I see it, I'll believe it.
Wait till I get my money right.
Man, that Ye generation. I remember that's Graduation, right?
Ooh,
where he's like shooting out the cannon, I think, as a bear.
Yeah, that's the second one. Well, third. Yeah, the third one.
Okay,
right?
yeah,
Late Registration is 2, and then Graduation 3.
So I grabbed that album, and I remember I grabbed 50 Cent's album with I Get Money, I Get Money.
That's a crazy record, too. You know the sample?
I have it on my computer.
Audio 2 Milk.
I don't.
Milk is chillin'. Wiz is chillin'. What more can I say? Top billing. So it's Audio 2 Top billing.
Yeah. I actually just played that sample Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, it was dope.
Nice.
But I get money I got. Yeah.
Anybody out there that wants to make beats, No Casino, any of y'all, listen to that beat. That is a fucking hit that is made of 2 sounds. It's literally the simplest beat that could ever exist, and that's really where it's at.
That's those drums are Mary J. Blige's Real Love drums.
Oh shit, my mom is calling. We got to put my mama on the podcast here. Hey, Ma.
My dookies.
You okay?
Thank God. I just, we're on the road, and I wanted you to be fine. Now I know you're good. I'll catch you later.
Love you, Mama.
Have a good time, you guys.
Adios, my dukes.
How wonderful. Nice to see you, Austin.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well.
Peace. Oh, shit. Sorry, Ma.
Nah, my dukes, man.
My Duke's in the place to be.
My mom always just calls me at any time of the day. I could tell her my entire agenda. She still calls me. It's like, hey, you want something from the store? Like, yeah, sure. Thanks, Mom. It's okay. Thank you, Ma.
Yeah, no, I'm so absolutely blessed to have her in my life, man.
Yeah.
I feel like
there
was a lot of times where I didn't think she'd be around this long, and it's pretty awesome.
No, it's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful.
Yep, I'm
Still
super
today.
blessed. Super blessed. Let's get back into it. We were talking about music that inspires us. I'm still inspired by rap music. The rap music that's being made right now excites me. Not all of it, but enough of it to keep on DJing.
Right,
I think. There's a song. There's a song by Pgh called. It's like an Ice Ice Baby remix. Props going crazy or something.
Who's the feature?
Props going brazy.
I think I heard it on like my autoplay or something.
That song's crazy. And then the Kardashians record that I've been trying to get people to start playing.
Is that with YG?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
I haven't. I've seen like something on like Insta about it.
Both of those records have me excited. But it's so much work to find them.
Yeah.
When I'm going through music, like maybe you can educate me or something, but when I'm going through music right now, I'm looking at a list of 200 songs and I only like 2 of them.
That's how it goes, right? I mean, when it comes to getting music for me, 1, do I like it? And 2, will like other people like it? That's my second, like, if number 1, I don't like it, that's when I go to number 2 and I'm like, okay, well, is this something somebody out there in the world actually likes?
I love that. So there's an initial filter and then there's a secondary filter.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, you don't fuck with it, you'll never play it. Because it won't even make it to the second filter.
What's the point?
You're not going to a gig. You're not playing the Macarena.
Yeah, like
because just because people might enjoy it.
Like, I mean, pay me $100, I'll play the Macarena.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
But like it's not intentionally being put in my sets.
Have you been able to make a career out of it?
I have, and that's part of like this whole last year. There's a lot of growth in my life, just period, in this year. Versus like I've gotten for my first real career this year. I've got my car this year, working on getting my apartment this year.
Oh, congrats.
And thank you. Appreciate that. But I'm growing my DJ career, actual career. And so it's just like growing into, like for me, I feel like I've done all this preparation for years. And then now it's to the point where like I'm in the door, right?
Yeah. I mean, people know who you are. You're on Dr. Gold. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Like, come on.
You made it.
I'm on here, bro. It's official. Like, I'm gonna be scrolling. I'm gonna see Instagram pop up. It's gonna say I was tagged, bro. Like, but it's. I say all that to say, like, it's a surreal experience. Like,
Yeah.
I find difficulty even explaining it, right? Because it's just everything at once right now.
What do you think it took? What were the actual things that you did that allowed you to go from I want this, I want this, I want this to I have it?
I have. I think that's a great question, and I think that those steps that I took are just like the friendly reminders and just like keeping your eyes on the goals. Like, I still have a dream that I want to chase as a DJ, to tour the world and DJ, whether it's clubs, events, but just tour the world and set up something as a DJ. Having those goals in mind and not reach them yet, I think those are what keep me going to work towards them and not forgetting it. But also I'm on some like have fun at the same time, you know? Like
Nice.
I'm like, it's a process. I worry more about the process than the product. I know there's an end goal, but like when I'm at the end goal and I look back, did I have fun? Did I actually like enjoy the work that I put in? And did I really stay focused and like do it righteously? So I think that's what keeps me just like on the right path. And then like realizing I still like, bro, I still haven't fully realized like to where it is yet. I just know it's there.
Do you have goals for venues in Pittsburgh to play? Or
Goldmark was one for a while. But honestly, at this point, it's just the big ones, the Heinz Fields, the what's it called? Stage AEs.
do you want to play with a rapper or do you want to become an artist?
So I envision it a lot of ways. I would love to do it either way. Like, part of one of the things I got planned for myself next year is to get more into producing, so I can maybe like become more of a Metro Booming or in that sort of lane.
DJ Mustard.
You know,
I would
right?
say Mustard to me is so
Mustard's
ill.
dope. Mustard slept
And
on
he had
too.
he had a dope little career where he was
Mhm.
touring and rocking. What about DJ Khaled?
Come on.
Can you
DJ
imagine a Khaled, like how successful he's been without
Crazy.
really, I mean, he's a DJ, right? He's like us.
He's
like
not,
us. He's us with a
he's
little
not a
more
producer.
energy.
Yeah.
And if I was that big, like, and that, how can he have so much energy at, you know,
Bruh.
5'10", 330 pounds? It's amazing.
Hey, God did. You know, that's what that's how, like, you know. I think it's just like a matter of, I think also it boils down to is like why you want to do this, right? And it was something I sort of like taught to the people who came to my class, was just like, no.
Oh, did that already happen?
Yeah.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about it. How did it go? Where was it?
I was extremely nervous. like I couldn't even like, every sentence I was speaking in the first like 25 minutes, I was like, all right, I gotta take a breath, like, because I just couldn't breathe, low key. But it was really dope. To be able to teach just the craft, just the art, just what it takes, just like what it is, was really dope to pass on that knowledge, even from like terminology to history to like actually practically DJing, like what that actually means.
Amazing. You did a little demo?
I did a demo. I had my table set up. Like
Nice.
I invited them to come up and we practiced counts, beat juggling, looping,
Wow.
and just basic baby scratches, because
Yeah. You don't want to get too complicated.
don't want to get too but bruh, it is tough as fuck to like teach somebody how to DJ.
Right. You do it intuitively.
Bruh.
So trying to think about how you do it is really hard.
It's really tough.
There's actual notation on how to, like, there's a musical notation
there's
scratching,
charts.
which I think Qbert came up with, but somebody else in the Invisible Scratch Pickles.
It was
was it Newmark or
no, it wasn't. Maybe
Cut Chemist? Maybe?
No, it wasn't Cut Chemist. It was somebody who was
the
like
Executioners.
It was somebody who was in those circles, but I don't think they were necessarily a
Rock
DJ.
Rada. Rock Rada is like the illest of all time.
All right, rest in peace, man.
The GOAT.
The body trick
Turntablism
legend.
GOAT.
Body trick legend. He's insane, man. I think. Shout out Rock Rada. Shout out to Invisible Scratch Pickles, but the Executioners. That's the one.
Executioners. We used to run with a guy named. Do you know Shifty?
Shifty, no.
Sam Shifty?
No.
He also won DMC like 3 times.
Tough,
he was
man.
like, won it as many times as crazy.
DMC is like peak turntablism.
Yeah. Shifty was part of a crew that, like I was talking about. I was talking about Alex Burkett, Funked, who DJ'd that show for Pit Electronic Music. He was in Philly and then he was in New York. He was in Brooklyn. He would play my shows in New York. and Shifty was part of his label called Hot Mom USA.
What a label name.
Shout out Hot Mom
Shout
USA.
out Hot Mom USA, man.
Now it's some kind of owl. I'm trying to remember what his new label
OVO, like Jersey? No.
No, it's like I don't know. I have the shirt, some kind of owl thing.
Yeah.
But man, I can't believe I don't remember his current label. Oh, Arts. Fuck.
I don't know. Hot Mom USA.
Hot Mom USA
How do
could
you
have been the
follow up?
winner, right? That could have been it. Ancient Puzzle Arts.
Oh, that's dope. That's
is
dope
the new
too.
one.
I like that though. That rolls good.
Yeah, real creative dude. But yeah, Shifty was part of the crew, and there was another dude named Cakes Tequila. Cakes Tequila, amazing.
Another DMC champ, or
no, this was an artist that we were trying to big up on the label. We went to Connecticut and filmed his music video. I run this club. I was there while they were doing all their dance moves. It was by projector that's used in the music video. You can see.
Where? Projector rights. All
plenty of shows. Yeah, well, I didn't get any points on that. I don't know if anyone made any money on that. So what did you teach them? What would you say like the philosophy of DJing is?
I basically it was a lot to cram in the 2 hours. Like, first of all, I want to do it again. I'm going to do classes again.
Dope.
I just like want to plan. Nothing's like
written. Where was this?
This was shout out One Hood Media. This was a part of their select class where they have artists and creatives and business people come in and talk about things just within. Like mine was more of an artistic one, but they have people like that come in and talk about branding and like owning your own name and titles and rights and things like that, and like how to make businesses out of like being an artist.
Wow.
But mine
so
was
cool.
like more like creative, like artist side. I was teaching more about the art craft. But One Hood Select was a program put on through them, 2-hour class at the Black Box.
Amazing.
And so shout out to One Hood Media, man. Love the fam. But they had put it on. But with that being said, a lot in 2 hours. So I only spent a little bit of time just talking about history of like Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, DJ Kool Herc. And then leading more into like just how turntablism came about, but also talked a little bit about just what it looks like as real day to day today being a DJ.
Nice.
And so like, man, when I do it again, it's going to be like different classes for like different topics and subjects. So I can really go into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that, just talking about like, what do you want to get out of it? You know, do you want to be a bedroom DJ, a wedding DJ, a club DJ, radio DJ?
Yeah,
There's
or make your own. Make your own lane.
Make your own lane. Even that, you know what I'm saying? Like festival DJs and stuff like that. Or producer. Like, there's so many avenues and ways you can be creative in the DJ world. And so I taught them that. And then I got into more like terminology, like beat matching, what BPM means.
Dope.
All the things. It's funny we talked about the Bill Bear store because this is all the things that like I learned initially. It was like just trying to pass those things on to help me to them. So it was really dope. Really dope.
Yeah, I love it. I think being able to count correctly and accurately, being able to count 4s and 8s.
Yeah.
One of the most important thing, you know, for you and me coming from a musical background, it's nothing. It's intuitive.
That's
part of our
intuitive.
It's part of our DNA. But for somebody who's not musically trained, that's something that they're going to have to work at for years.
It is so tough, man. It's so tough because
years.
There was somebody there at the class. She was very participative. Is that a word?
Participatory, I think.
Participatory. All right.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. English is tough, man. I was a math kid.
It's crazy. Crazy. Trying to teach my son the word went. Think about the fucking word went, bro. Go, he goes, she goes, he went.
He went. It's just so different, bro.
Where's that stupid word come from? That is me. It's random, dude.
It's hilarious, bro.
Went?
It's tough, man.
It's insane. Like trying to teach that to a 4-year-old is just. It's like, this is the stupid language we all talk. Because you have to learn this because that's what we do. Like, I feel like insane.
Man, that's hilarious. But, bro, like, teaching just period, bro. Like, teachers need a raise. Like,
because it was hard?
Yeah. That shit was tough to do, man. But, like, the one woman at the class, she just, she had no sort of history in music. Like she just listened to music, you know?
Yeah.
And trying to, like you said, break down that intuition we have of like when to drop something or what is this or what this button actually does is just so tough. So tough.
Yeah. Yeah. The counting, I think, is it's not gonna be easy. 8-bar blends.
Mhm.
Do you have like a standard? Do you tend to do longer blend
So I
intros? You go
tend
for 8 bars, quick mix?
I tend to like, it depends, like if I'm on the move and I'm on the go, it's 8 bars. It's 8 bars. You're going to get like a New York style sort of out of me.
Yep.
But when I do like to do my mashups and mix ups and things like that, or transitions, I play it safe a lot and stick to the hook. I stick to the hook.
Just blend in and out of the hook.
Blend in and out of the hook.
Yep.
That's like the safest way to do it. But when I prepare for a gig or like set something up for a gig, I might have a specific blend that's like 4 bars, or maybe it's just like a 2-bar loop with like a fade out or echo, or just like a drop.
Yep.
So it depends on like the song, but like generally I stick towards the hook for all my transitions.
Hook is a good way to go. I think the kind of like the next one people should learn after they learn to blend through the hook is to blend into the hook. So
true.
Hit the Q.1, which is an 8-bar intro halfway through the first verse. Then you have 8 bars the second half of the verse, and you switch the beat while the second half of the verse is happening. And when it is about to go into the chorus, you hit them with the next song. The challenge is the second song should start with a hook. So it shouldn't start with a verse.
Or
otherwise the energy will come down. So
you got to bring 2 hooks together, bro. You can't hook a verse. It doesn't work. Like, that's how I've always thought about it. Hooks got to hook onto each other, man. Like, that's how I thought about it. For like just smooth. I think transitions is like the most important thing when it comes to like rocking a party. Like, you can have the craziest song, right? It could be the hottest song out. You can do some crazy like turntablist work with it and go insane, and you'll get those wow factors and numbers, but if you don't blend that motherfucker well, like it's like having all the seasonings to cook chicken and then you just like
burnt it or
undercooked it. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
It's the most important.
I think the energy is controlled by the amount of time that each record lasts.
True.
So you play like 3 minutes of a song, another 3 minutes of another song, you're going to have relatively low energy. Even if you're playing hot records.
Right. Exactly.
But
by the time that second verse hits,
the blends to me they dictate more of like people's it indicates how accomplished you are as a DJ more than anything else, I think, because really that's the skill. The skill is blending. That's why it's DMC. It's like mixing championships, right? Digital mixing championships. Or
that's
bullshit.
it. That's it.
DJ mixing champion. I don't.
It's one of those two. I think it's digital.
It's
but
not
also
digital though, because they're mixing on turntables.
I feel like it's safe to say though, like DMC.
It's about mixing.
It's about mixing. It's not a party. People put it up there as a party.
Interesting. So like 3 styles.
So I would say 3 styles more like a party rock, right?
Yeah,
like you're not as heavily judged in freestyle for your technicality versus a DMC championship.
Yeah.
Or like even the Goldie Awards, right? Like
the Goldies. Shout out Adam C.
Shout out Adam C,
Good job,
man.
Adam.
Super dope. Super dope.
Good job.
He held that down,
He did
man.
It. Yeah.
That set was actually super dope. That ADMC is the reason why I have a Jerry's Record t-shirt, because he wore it in the finals.
Wow.
That is the reason. Shout out ADMC, man.
Shout out Jerry's.
Shout out Jerry's, man. Shout out all the record stores, man.
Have you been copying any vinyl?
I have, like occasionally. My favorite vinyl is my notorious More Money, More Problems green version, Money Edition.
Nice.
But I got Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
The Weeknd.
Do you have a box that you could go rock a party with?
Not that I could rock like a set with.
Yeah.
Like a little like half
30
hour.
minute?
Yeah, half hour. Yeah.
That's all I want.
That's
all I want. My party is going to be vinyl only. So my party is like it's going to be fun. It's a lock up your phone party.
Ooh,
so for this spring, it's going to be
I like that.
Stone Age brunch or Stone Age brunch.
That's fire.
There's food. All no technology.
That's fire. No,
There's
that's
Polaroid
like
cameras.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're doing it at Blue Sky. It'll be fun. Probably April.
I just did it at Blue Sky. We did Sample Sunday.
That was the one.
Shout out Kat. Little Lucy Analog.
Yes, love Cat.
Yes,
Amazing part of the
amazing.
scene. So cool. Such a great supporter of the arts.
You know, it's always so
Really,
dope.
really cool
Another
person.
thing, like I've noticed being in the city and being outside, it's like the event slash DJ slash event and DJ committee and like the people who attend. It's so dope, bro. Like
There's a lot.
within the DJs, there's not anybody I've come across who's like gatekeepers, like old trying to just like gatekeep information. Like everybody's super dope that I've come across. The people who come out that see each other all the time, like it's so dope.
I think there's some people that are on a cash grab. I think
that is true though.
if there was a weak part of this scene, part of the city, I think that there's some people. I'm not convinced they're doing it for the right reasons. And,
that is true.
And why I say that is like they'll come on the podcast, not promote it. It'll be like 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 views, whatever. And it's like, and then if I go see them out when they're DJing, they didn't promote that.
Yeah.
There's like,
it's on the fly.
Nobody there, or like they're not really into it. They're not really like motivated. It just seems like they're signing it in, phoning it in.
Yeah, phoning it in. I think that that's very true. I think that the problem I have with that, right? Because like, I don't got no problem. Get your money, right?
Yes.
Get your money.
Absolutely.
Handle your business. If that's what you use it for, handle it. But don't be like, I'm the greatest ever. Like, I love this craft. Don't speak on it because that's not what you're in it for. It's a hobby to you. And even as a hobby, you're just trying to get money. If that's my problem. It's like, if that's what you're doing, accept that. Say that. Be that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Keep it 100.
Like all the way. Stand on business. Stand on business. Stand on business. Literally.
Tell me about some upcoming gigs and plans and what are you working
on? So we got some events. We got a little private event coming up. We got Vibrant Thing tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. JX4 and Nugget.
Amazing.
That's going to be super dope.
Amazing.
Love the gold mark. We got Big Phil and Friends, his Scorpio edition, Union DJs in the building.
Amazing.
All the Union fam's gonna be there.
Are you Union?
I am Union.
Dude,
I am
that's
one
amazing.
of the I'm one of the newest members.
Can you talk about the crew?
Oh, the crew is super dope. I think I think Phil, I've known Phil, Selecta, and Still and Slim the DJ for years, way before Union was even a thought in my mind. Black Still, he's like a mentor to me. It's big inspiration for me. Just seeing what he does and how he is to the game. I mean, he's created one of my first drops I've ever had. Like,
nice.
Back in like 2017. So
that video he posted the other day on Instagram was crazy.
Which one?
It's him with the Underground Hip Hop magazine. I think from the 90s.
I think I've seen it. Yeah. Bruh, Still has been killing the game. Since like WPTS, like all that, bro. He tells me stories all the time. I'm just like,
that's how I started DJing, was on PTS.
What was that like?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This dude named Marcus Harris brought me in. I was, not a turntablist at all. They had turntables at PTS. They had two sets. So there was a set in control room A and a set in control room B.
Yeah.
And so if they were rocking on A, I could go in B and practice. If they were rocking in B, I could go to A.
That's tough.
I tried to borrow those turntables a bunch of times. They were not having
it. They're not with it.
They stayed in the studio. They didn't move out of PTS, so I had to buy my own. Which I ended up with a couple of sets. I sold Nugget a few, a pair or whatever.
Okay.
The scene was dope though. Like that's how I met Cut Ups and Keebs at the time. That's how I met my best friend Carlton, the guy who saved United Sound System Studios.
Oh, okay, yeah.
College radio was big, dude. College radio was big for me, and that wasn't the only time I did college radio. I did college radio in Pittsburgh, and then I did also in Boston, WRBB.
Okay.
We had an amazing show there called Sacco and Vanzetti Dance Party. Legendary. Tons of recordings, but I fucked up, and this is a good lesson for everybody.
Okay.
If you record your radio show,
get your notebooks out.
Record those mics, man. I only recorded through the mixer.
So you only got the songs, the music. Yeah.
I really, really wish I had us talking. So
you would have guests on your show. or was
sometimes,
it?
yeah. But for the most part, it was just us.
Just
It was
y'all.
like us bullshitting and
Okay.
introducing the records and me DJing.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about the music I was playing or how like skillful I was DJing. Like I was okay, but
it was just good times.
Exactly. I think
Good
it would be a better like record of what went down if I had the mics.
Right. No, that's super valid.
Yeah.
And that is a good note because I DJ WIUP. I did not record the mics. I don't have that vibe.
WIUP?
Yep, WIUP. I had like a little segment show. I did it for one semester.
Nice.
It was cool. I asked like how it went for you because it was just like, did you like often like think about who would it be the people on campus that would be listening to you? Would it be how did that translate?
Dope.
Like was it
interesting? Yeah. So it was a mix. I mean, number one, we had them out on SoundCloud the next night every time. So it was like 2006, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And we were posting the shit on SoundCloud every time, every night. So that's number one is like, and other places online. So it was like a radio show, but it was also syndicated. Kind of. So it was like out in the world. Number two, we had people calling in, like 92.1 is blasting from the top of the Cathedral of Learning. So the whole East End can hear it.
That's tough.
It used to be from the Union building, from the Pitt Union.
Yeah.
But they put it up on a roof. So now, like, if you're in the East End,
the range, it goes
you get
from like
92.1.
Down to like West Virginia. Even, does it go that far?
No. no.
I thought still used to tell me, like, you used to go down to WVU.
Maybe. I mean, that's possible. It's possible they also had like a stronger.
They had like he used to tell me they had like a stronger
signal back in the day.
Yeah.
But I know that like it, definitely hit the East End.
Man.
And like people would listen, like, but not that many. We were doing it for ourselves. We were doing it because I needed practice and because I wanted to bring in guests. We brought in some amazing guests like Masai and like. People that Marcus knew, like Marcus Harris, the co-host, he knew the hip hop community and he brought people in, like Genesis magazine dudes, like Thomas Genesis. And like, at the time it was
that's big.
Basic Sickness. He connected me with Basic. I ended up with a show with Basic for years. He was running a show at the H-Con where, we would let Mac Miller rock or like he would throw a show and like Wiz would be the surprise guest, unsigned Wiz. So yeah, it was a whole thing.
Man, I mean, like
it was a whole time.
Bro, that's so dope. I feel like I wish I would have done what I was doing now in college.
What did you do in college?
So I started a marketing major, and then B-Law was incredibly too hard, and intricate, or maybe it was my professor. I don't know. I'm not going to blame shift here, but I switched into communications and media marketing.
Dope.
But man, like homecomings were what it was for me in college. So there was a DJ battle like welcome week my freshman year. So
this is IUP?
This is IUP.
Nice.
They used to do it every like year. I haven't seen it in a while, but they used to do it every year. And that's how they decided who's gonna be the opening DJ for homecoming.
Sick.
So this was 2017. Went to battle. I forget the one white dude's name, but it was him and DJ. Oh man, I just had his name. I was just telling this story like 2 weeks ago. Anyways, it was 3 of us. Ended up actually winning.
Whoa, nice. That's what's up.
It was super like crazy to me when I won. Like I was just pacing back and forth in my dorm room when I saw the email, and they didn't announce the artist yet though. So I was just geeked that I won and everything like that. But that's how I got signed up to be the homecoming DJ, which was that year was like Lil Uzi. So it was like
holy shit.
It was crazy because I remember like freshman year IUP, one of the main artists I heard up there was Lil Uzi because he just dropped Love Is Rage 2. So I had like XO Tour Life, The Way Life Goes, like those songs, all like that. So he was all over campus. But that's where I got like my first and still probably to this day biggest show was Lil Uzi at IUP homecoming.
Amazing. What about trying to do more shit like that with hip hop artists, like either tacking yourself onto like a rapper, a local rapper,
So
or like a touring rapper?
I have lately,
or trying to work with venues to like open for some of the hip hop artists that come to town, or even building your own shows, bringing in artists and talent, kind of like Tiny Giant, like the Zimmy and Nugget would do.
Yeah, so that's what so two of those things is what I'm doing now, right? First, shout out Live from the City. That's met him when I first got with One Hood. He was actually like a teaching artist there when I came to One Hood. He's not with them no more. But we actually have a band together called Urban Development with Malik with a Q on drums, Ethan Bernard on trumpet, and what am I forgetting? The guitarist name? Aiden on guitar.
Dope.
Super dope individuals. But we had a show this past July in LA at Adults Only. So I've been like, that's why I said this year has just been like everything happening at once.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to get into the event space, which is why I put together, starting this year, an event called No Requests.
Nice.
And so essentially No Requests is just exactly what it sounds like. No Requests. It's an open format DJ party. I let the DJs have the fun. It's me and 3 other DJs every time.
Wow.
We do 2 half-hour sets and just play whatever. And I like to have that ability to just like be open format, play what I feel as a DJ, like let the DJ do his job, right?
Yeah. What kind of venues have you been working with?
So I've been working with Mixtape. Shout out Grace.
I like that spot.
Yeah, I love Mixtape. I think it's a really dope spot.
I like their pinball machines.
It's real dope. I'm not a big pinball aficionado, right?
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Wizard. You could just say wizard.
Pinball wizard.
Like
that's the common one. That's the common one. I'm not such a pinball wizard, but I think it's a really dope spot. They got the classic board games, great drinks. I think their whole setup is fire, especially for what I was trying to do.
I've seen some insane parties there. I went there for this like Israeli rave.
Really?
Some kind of, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was just an EDM vibe. Ass to elbows. Like 200 people in there. Just completely.
200?
Dude,
in Mixtape?
all the way back to the bathrooms. You couldn't move.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't do
Couldn't
anything.
move.
How you couldn't even get to the drinks?
No.
Couldn't even get a drink.
No. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
It was all Europeans. Not a single person speaking English. Everybody was smoking cigarettes.
Was it like an event? Or
Dude, it was some DJ that threw the
that's
party, some
tough.
local DJ.
Tough.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many scenes there are in this town.
That's what I was trying to get to before. Is like there's so many just like circles and bubbles and like different scenes in the city that I didn't see until like I got outside to see them. That's something that's like so cool to me, actually.
It'd be dope if somebody was bringing them all together. That's the thing that I want. I want somebody to come along and unite the city under one flag.
How official that would be, like to just have a DJ festival in Pittsburgh of just like all the scenes, just like all day.
Yeah, I mean DJ Appreciation Day at Goldmark.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, even then, right? Like,
isn't that tonight? Shout out Goldmark.
That's tonight. Shout out Goldmark. I actually did my set before the interview. That's where I came from. And that's where I'll be going right back to. DJ Appreciation Day. Shout out Nugget. Funny story. I thought, shout out Nugget for working with me on this. I thought I was supposed to go on at 6:30. I actually went on at 6. And I got there about like 6:10, 6:15.
Who was rocking at the time?
Nobody. It was house music.
Oh,
it was the house. I was the opener.
fine.
I'm the first person to set.
It's fine.
So it was cool. It was good. I rocked my 15-minute set. Did what I did. I was just like more grateful and blessed to just like, bruh.
You're on the lineup.
I'm on the lineup.
On the lineup with some amazing names.
Bruh, amazing names. Like super dope names, bro. And I remember going to the event last year and being like, man, like, I gotta be on this set.
Nice,
right? Like
nice.
it's just super dope. So it's like seeing all these things just culminate and come together this year. It's
That's called manifesting.
Manifest destiny.
That's it.
A lot of people don't like that. I don't know.
What? Oh, well, manifest destiny and manifesting are two totally different things.
Yeah.
Manifest destiny is like the belief that white people should own all of the West.
Yeah, no.
And like take over all the Native
We're
American
talking about
lands.
manifestation. We're like writing your goals down.
Yes.
Not talking about manifest destiny. Leave that where it's at. That's hilarious, actually.
Manifestation, yes. Manifest destiny,
no. Double
Hard
thumbs down.
2 thumbs down.
But yeah, man, I love that. Like that's why I want to get in the event space because years from now,
Yes.
like I want to put together events where it's like that. I'm bringing these places together. Because, I mean, the closest thing I've experienced, right, to something like that, it was Slappers and Bangers versus Union.
Oh, dope.
I think it was
so
really
old school
dope.
versus new school kind of deal.
Essentially, right?
Sick.
And I think just for the city, it was so dope to bring those two out of all of them together. So it's like, imagine if we were able to just bring everybody together. It's incredible.
I want it. College students. Like, we could do it for one of the tailgates.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring you out for one of the
Let me know.
DJ at tailgate.
I'll get everybody I know to try to slide.
How fun would
That
that
way
be?
that's a crowd.
We just get a keg.
Man.
Do kegs and eggs. 8 a.m. for like a pit football game.
8 a.m. is crazy.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm
Mashups only.
Bro, I'm such a sleeper, dude.
Mashups only.
Okay, mashups only. Cool.
You and me, all we do is mashups.
That's just cool with me.
For 4 hours.
That works for me. 2-2, or we could do hour. I like that.
No, 2 songs.
We could be like Daft Punk up there, just real quick part of the DJs. I'm with it. But no, man, I think it's super dope though.
Yeah, I think that's the key, is to have your own party, because that way you can bring in talent, and that way people start bringing you out, right? You want to be getting those phone calls like, hey, it's $2,500, show up in New York. Hey, it's $3,000, show up in Philly. Hey, it's $4,000, show up in DC. Hey, it's $5,000, show up in Texas.
Right.
Hey, it's $6,000, show up in Florida. Whatever it is, like that's how you start building up that grind. Get a little representation, get somebody representing you, maybe a little agent, maybe a little agency, DJ agency.
Right.
Not, plenty is cool, but it's just weddings, right?
Yeah.
Like the weddings aren't that's not what you're interested in. That's not going to get us there.
My lane. Even though I do weddings. If you need a wedding, let me know. I got a wedding on Saturday. I got a DJ.
Let's go.
But no, man, like I even really appreciate just having this conversation, man, on the podcast. Cause like I said, it's bro, amazing. This year, it's just like everything has come so fast. So now I'm at the point where, like I said, my foot's in the door. Like my plan is I get my apartment. I quit my secondary job.
Yep.
Because I just got one to save up for the apartment.
Yep.
And then it's like full on. Like I'm going about like 75, 80% right now, DJ world.
Yep.
Then I'll be able to go
100%,
110%.
Super Saiyan
3, Super Saiyan God, Ultra Instinct mode. Like I'm going all the way out, bro. So it's like
collecting every Dragon Ball.
Right. Come on, bro. And then the new ones, the super ones, the big ones, the little ones. I'm going for them all. Pause.
That's too many.
That's too many. Pause.
what
That was crazy.
Are you in service industry? Are you working at a bar or something? Or
so shout out my Stacked family. I've been working at Stacked off and on between college whenever I'm home for extra buck because I had to pay through college.
Yeah.
Since 2016. Yeah. Well, 2015 December, so 2016. So 7 years off and on, but Stacked. It's like, have you ever heard of Stacked?
Is it the
burger
place in
on
Oakland?
Forbes? Yeah, right on Forbes.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, man, I line cook there. If you ever come through,
hell yeah,
let me know.
I mean, I work in Oakland every day.
Really?
Yeah, I work in the Kaufman building on 5th Ave.
Oh shit, you're right there.
I'm right across.
You're
the
literally
street.
right there. You probably had like I've
only been there like once. You know what upsets me? I don't like to be asked how I want my burger. I like a smash burger.
Okay.
So I'm not interested in medium well, rare.
We don't get into that.
They asked me.
When was this? This might have been. We're under new management now.
Don't.
We don't
Right,
care.
I'll come back.
I'll
come back.
It's medium well or well done.
Okay, cool.
No choices. Your choices are like what it is. Like
dope. What I want on it.
What do you want?
I'm good with that.
It's like Burgatory.
Dope.
Everyone who doesn't know about Stacked, I tell them
Dope.
it's just like college Burgatory.
Dope. Yeah, I mostly go Pamela's for a little breakfast, a little brekkie.
Brekkie's good. A little Aussie slang right there. I know that.
Oh yeah, you're like the Perth Sydney King. Did you see the Opera House? Did you get a picture in front of the Opera House?
I did get a picture across the water from the Opera House.
There was this amazing post with AI, different architects' version of the Sydney Opera House.
Really? Man, isn't AI crazy though?
Have you been using it at all? Do you use it for your music?
I've used it once to give the description for an Instagram post.
Yeah? Did it work? It worked okay?
No, it gave me like 2 fucking pages of text.
You can control that. You can say, give me 13 words. You can literally tell it anything you want.
I was like, man, like this is not gonna work. I'll just stick to my own shit.
Do you know I used the AI to come up with a name for this podcast, and it came up with Alchemedical Notes? Thank God we threw that one in the trash.
Yeah, I can't even.
Straight garbage.
Come on.
Yeah,
man.
that's too hard.
Yeah, I think AI is crazy though, man. I think it's scary.
It's the future.
We just gotta. I don't know.
Do you worry about anything?
As in AI?
Like some people say AI is an existential threat, that it's going to destroy the planet. Like, are there things that you worry about?
I think just the validity of music is worrisome. Like, there's a record out right now that has Kanye's verse on it.
Oh, shit.
But a lot of people are questioning whether it's actually Kanye or if it's just AI and he put the verse together and had Kanye on it.
Wasn't there a Drake and Lil Wayne joint that like won a Grammy or some shit?
Oh, that got nominated.
Yeah.
They took it off. Yeah, it was it was Drake in the Weekend. It was Drake in the Weekend, and it got nominated, bro. And it's like it's not even that song. So I think it's just like the validity of music a little bit is like worrisome, but I think we have the power for that shit. You know, like if we don't give it the codes and the things, and we create the checks and balances to make it where they can't. I don't know, man.
I think it's reached escape velocity, man. There's no more brakes,
too
baby.
far.
Yeah, you ever see like Speed or like what's the joint with the train that's like a runaway train and they have to try to stop it?
Oh, you're talking about because they made a TV show out of it too, right?
I love this movie.
They made a TV show.
Yeah,
out of
Grace
it as well.
would know it. My wife would know it, but it's like,
oh man, what is that? I started watching
the
that.
guy is supposed to get on the train. It's his first day on the job. It's a black guy and a white guy working together, and it's Denzel Washington is like the guy who has to stop the train with who's the white guy? Anyway, this was fun.
That's how it goes.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Oh,
How do
man,
they
thanks
follow
for
you?
having
How
me.
do they find you on Instagram, social media?
Follow me at social_QRX. Follow No Request Pittsburgh. That's No Request Pgh. But mainly I'm on there. Facebook, just using my personal life. Shout out One Hood Media. You can follow One Hood Media. That's the number one, HOOD Media. As well as follow the gang, Urban Development. Coming to a show near you real soon. Shout out Live from the City, my guy. Shout out my childhood brother. I told him, I say, what's up? Young Island, another artist in the city coming up. Yeah, man, but mainly on Insta, man. Be on the lookout for Insta. Be on the lookout for me in 2024.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go get a picture.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Bet that. That was dope, bro. This is my first interview.
Really?